going to jump right into it. This is my 6-month Surgerversary video. 6 months on Monday, and I have great things to report, great things to talk about, and so we're going to go from there. Um, First, I want to start with my AFib situation. Um, AFib is a beast. I haven't gone back into it. In fact, I kind of am wondering if I will go back into it for a while. I did see the doctor for my thyroid, and he said he didn't think it was my thyroid. He's like, your numbers are high, but they're nothing to be. He's like, those numbers could just be because of your gastric bypass. So he's like, I'm not real impressed with it, and he's like, I'll run some tests on you and I'll let you know. Well, that was last week, and I still haven't heard anything from him. So we're going on a week since I've seen him. So it's not that. Saw the cardiologist. He did release me to work out. That's about all he did. So it was the most worthless visit in the world. But he went and said okay for working out, and I went immediately to the gym and started working out, and I have worked out every day since he's released me, and I'm gonna keep going every day. I just, even if I'm just doing cardio, it's like I feel like I have some ground to catch up on that I kind of lost, and I need to get that momentum going again. And I have a goal. I have a goal that I want to be in the 200s. I want to be out of the 300s and be in the 200s by my birthday, which is on June 4th, which is roughly like what, 6 or 7 weeks from now. Actually, it's probably a little bit more than that, but who cares? That's my goal, and if I don't reach the goal, it's not the end of the world, but that's what I'm shooting for. I'm actually going to go home and see my family then, so it'll be good, because the last time they saw me I was in the mid 400s, and so it'd be good to be in the 200s, and yeah, that would just tickle my fanny. So I have lost some weight. My official 6-month Surgerversary weigh-in is 225, and that is an 8-pound weight loss from last week. Hallelujah. I mean, I attribute the yard work. You saw my last video, the huge wind video, all the yard work that's been happening behind me. Um, it happened, and so, oh, that dog. So anyways, I lost a lot of weight, and I feel really good about it. And it's all working out. I mean, and this is, there are people that are saying like, hey, you don't have to work out that much and lose the weight. You'll lose weight. You'll lose weight. Like if you're within a year of your Surgerversary, especially with you Roux-En-Yers, you'll lose weight. You might lose a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, whatever. But if you have a big weight goal to reach, I'm telling you right now, you got to get in the gym. Like, let's not do the excuses. Let's not try to find research to back us, because there's research for everything. If you decided that you wanted to go on an altered diet and just eat nothing but poop, I'm sure there's some research that you could find out there, and some renowned, something that will tell you that you're right. And my friend, he just switched to vegan, and I love him and I support him in his veganness. And I will eat flesh in front of him constantly. But some great uh, he's got some great research to show that he's right in his vegan ventures. And I love him and I support him for it. However, there's probably just as good a research going the other way. And so you'll always find research to back whatever you want to do. And so I just don't support it. I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with diet and exercise. And in fact, diet and exercise has been, um, more than anything else, has been proven to be good. And um, we are a lazy bunch of people in the new millennia. And we have segways to ride down because we can't walk on the sidewalk anymore. So we get on segways and ride around. And really, it's like if I go down to downtown Chicago with my family, which I'm doing this summer, I'm not going to get a Segway and ride around. I mean, it's a cool little thing, but really, like I'm gonna walk and use my legs. And so we don't do that anymore. And there you go. That's my little rant. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I know that some people are very passionate about their feelings, and I just kind of am like, let them have their feelings. So I don't go against them, and I'm not going against them. But diet and exercise. If I challenge anyone to do it for a month solid, and tell me that their results are not better than it was the previous month. You can't do it for a couple weeks because your metabolic rate will change, but you got to get out there and work out. So it's been great, and I've loved every last minute of it. So I am 145 pounds down and exactly 100 pounds left to go till I reach my goal. I'm gonna make it. It's not an issue. It's not even worth talking about. I'm gonna make it. In fact, there's even a chance that I might go past that and and lose even more. I don't know. I will admit, after 6 months, I can successfully say, or I don't know if it's successful, but I can say I'm getting loose skin. It's becoming noticeable on me. My stomach fat edge area is starting to hang really kind of sickly like and kind of bunch up. I have to take Lovenox shots in my gut, which is the same shots that I had to go home with surgery, and I practically have to like take the needle and like stab myself because I can't puncture the skin because it's gotten so loose. It just pokes at it, and it just goes in and in and in, and the needle doesn't break through. Um, and so it's kind of like, oh, that sucks. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of excess skin, and I'm probably gonna carry a good anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds of excess skin. It's almost like I don't see how it's not possible. Um, so it would be nice to just have the skin and not have the bulge behind the skin. I still have a little flab behind some of my skin, and so it's not completely just skin. It would be nice to go, this is just skin, this isn't flab. Um, so it's very good. I'm hoping by next week I can say that I'm in the double digits of weight loss to go. So that's very yay to me. Um, so yeah, I feel great, and everything's going awesome around here. One of the things that has really significantly changed, not just my activity with my family and stuff like that, but I've actually begun to. I've been doing this for a few weeks, but I just never. I don't think I've ever talked about it. But I actually shop like an old lady. I shop every day for food. This is what has how this has helped. What I do is I go to the grocery store with my daughters. So they're both with me, and I first pick out lunch. And what I do is my daughter see all the times that I used to talk about going to McDonald's and everything. Realized that my daughter was with me, and so my daughter was eating Happy Meals 4 to 5 days a week when I was pre-op, and so I've had to change her just as much as anything. And so now we're making healthy decisions, no more fried decisions, but we're making, she's picking out, she's having like turkey and cheese sandwiches, but the thing is, she's picking out the good cheese and the good deli turkey, and she's having whole grain breads, and she's okay with that, and she likes it. And when I take her to the grocery store and I let her, I kind of pick out some things and I say, you choose one, and she chooses it. She gets to bring it home. It's almost like going out to eat. So she's really excited to eat this thing when she comes home, and it's fabulous, and she eats it. And so that really helps. And then for me, it's usually for lunch. I only get with my pouch. I only get one good meal a day. My breakfasts are typically I have some kashi. Uh, it's oak berry cluster things or whatever, and it's pretty low in sugar, and it's got a pretty decent amount of protein, about the same as oatmeal. But I am able to do a little bit of milk with it. Watch it if you guys are under 6 months. Don't even consider this because it can really, like, even for me, I feel a little queasy when I eat it. If I get a little too much milk in there, I don't feel like I'm going to throw up. It just feels like it kind of feels like you went on a roller coaster ride right after you ate something. It's just kind of a funny feeling. And so, but it's something that's quick for me because with the kids, it's just really tough for me to get a good solid breakfast in. Um, and so usually it's something quick, or I have one of my Power Crunch bars, which I'll talk about those because I forgot to bring one with me. I'll talk about them maybe in the next video. They're really great. In fact, to me, they're the best that you can have. They're not great on proteins. I think they're only like 13 to 15 grams. It just depends on what flavor you get of protein. But they only have 5 sugars, no sugar alcohols, and they're wafers. And so they kind of fill up my stomach a lot more, and I feel full a lot longer. Um, so I'll have maybe one of those, and that's about it for breakfast. But so for lunch, what I've been doing is just like a soup or something. And so the grocery stores like Whole Foods that I go to always has a wide selection of different like bison chili and stuff like that, which is really lean, really wholesome, and it tastes great. And so I can get something like that, and it's relatively inexpensive. Like it's $2 or $3 a bowl, and so I can get that, and it's good. And so dinner wise, I typically try to stick it under $10 for a meal for the family, which with my portion, my daughter's portions are about the same, and then my wife's maybe a little bit more, but I can keep that under control, which is helping her with her weight too. So it's just like whatever I put on the table, I put on. Like the other day, I had baked fries and sweet potato fries, but I just did a certain amount. So I just did a little bit that was enough to fill maybe like a soup bowl, and the whole family had to share those. And so of course I didn't really have any, but it was like the whole family sharing a medium fry at a fast food joint or something like that. You know, it's kind of like unheard of. But it helped portion control, and they were pretty good. You know, I'm still a guy who I do go to potatoes. I know people freak out about the carbs. I don't really freak out about carbs that much anymore. In fact, I just talked to my surgeon about it, and he said, don't freak out about your carbs that much. He's like, we typically tell people to really super watch their carbs because he's like a large majority. He actually says he thinks around 80 to 85% of people that have, especially gastric bypass, do not do anything to help their gastric bypass except eat well. He's like, they don't work out, they don't do anything, and he's like, they still live their sedentary lifestyles. And I don't have to talk to him to, I got that word right. Um, so yeah, he's like, they don't do anything, and so we have to keep people off carbs because if you start introducing carbs, you just go downhill. He's like, but the truth of the matter is, if you're working out and you're exercising and everything else, carbs ain't gonna hurt you. So he's like, as long as you're being moderate with your carbs, and he's like, and you're not just buying like enriched flour and stuff like that, but you're being very wise about the carbs that you put in you. So he's like, don't be totally freaked out by him. And he actually said potatoes are one of those things that help with experimentation. If you're ever going to experiment with a meal, potatoes do help out. And I was like, that's what I found. I always, if I go out to eat, I always order my side as mashed potatoes, not because I want to eat the mashed potatoes, but because I feel like just 1 or 2 spoonfuls of mashed potatoes, everything kind of goes in my stomach. And he's like, yeah, it's the starch, and he's like, it's the starch and everything in the potatoes that kind of coats and kind of engulfs anything that's bad in there, maybe an oil or a hidden oil or just anything, and will kind of calm everything down. And so, so I like to have a lot of meals, especially experimental meals. I like to have some potatoes in it, or at least on the side. So, anyways, all I said now, I'm not trying to explain myself to you. So, I feel so I feel good, and like I said, I buy my meals. So, like the other night, I had gorgonzola and sweet onion bison burgers, and they were like half pounds, but they were like $6 for two. They were fresh. They just made them that morning, and they made them for me. And they said basically you can go to our cheese section, pick out any cheese you want to, and any kind of vegetable you want to, and we'll put it in there, and it's the same price. And we can put it in anything. They have chicken burgers, turkey burgers, bison burgers. They said when they're in season, they have ostrich burgers, and then they have just regular meats, but you can pick out any fat selection or how much fat you want in it. And they make these gigantic, I mean, they are like mammoth burgers. And so I got one, I got my wife and I one of those, and my daughter a chicken hot dog, and cooked it up on the grill, and it was a meal for us. It was some sweet potato fries, and it was a meal, and it cost me under $10 to do that, and that's fantabuloso. So is all I got to say. And so I do that all the time. Some of you guys can't do that because you work and everything else. Remember, I stay at home with the kids and work out of home, so I have plenty of time. But yeah, I go and I spend about 45 minutes in the grocery store, kind of browsing around, getting some ideas. I typically don't go to the grocery store knowing exactly what I'm going to make. Tonight I do. Tonight I'm making a taco soup, and because I want to just kind of sit and eat that for a couple days, take a break from driving because gas prices are so high, and my Jeep drinks gas like it just ran a marathon in its water. That's a really bad analogy. Anyways, all right, guys. I love you guys. I'm going to let you go. This is probably a 30-minute video. But I only make one a week, right? Well, yeah. So, love you guys. Thanks for viewing. This has been a great 6 months. 6 more months to go. I don't, I mean, I know it's going to be a lifelong thing, but it's like for this year, it's like I'm really fighting for this year. I'm doing everything I can to win this year. So I'm well on the track of that. I have far less to go than I have to, than I had to lose in the first place. And I don't know if that made any sense. But, anyways, it feels great. And I'm very happy. Love you guys for checking me out and subscribing to me and leaving your stinking comments. Everybody leaves such awesome comments. And yeah, love you guys. See you later. Bye.